You can do better than that. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
First off, I want to thank Penny Appeal for organizing such an amazing event today and partnering with us to bring the Oakville community together for a wonderful fast, or breaking the dates, I guess. Special shout out to Brother Talha here and his team for the wonderful arrangements around you. Thank you once again, and thank you for all the volunteers who have supported us in getting this here. Thank you. I wanted to sort of, I've been honored to introduce Islamic Community of Oakville today. It's been long coming. I just want to share a little bit about ourselves. We are a registered charity. We got that status last year. We've been in operations for the last 4 to 5 years now. And our vision has been to provide Muslims a platform to exercise their faith and energize the youth to exemplify the Islamic values. Now those are buzzwords. Yes, I've been in consulting a few years, but let me sort of guide you through what that exactly means. Before I do that, just a bit of background. Asim alluded to this. Why did we create this? Oakville remains the city of choice, or the town of choice rather, for immigrants to come in and call this their home. We see a large number of Muslims calling this their home as well. And so we saw, our massages getting full. We saw, their parking lots getting even more full. And we saw the youth not being so engaged. And so we recognized essentially that is an opportunity for us, and we can plug that gap. And that's why we formed the Islamic Community. Our objective to sort of for the community here is threefold. But I want to sort of make sure everybody understands the vision is a statement. And so while we are very stubborn in making sure we land on that vision, we're very flexible in its execution. And so we thought there are 3 core objectives which we need to focus on first. Number 1, offering a prayer facility where we can offer prayers. So for the last 4 or 5 years, we have been offering regularly Jummah prayers. Our community center, we use River Oaks Community Center. The closest intersection is Dundas and 6th Line. So we do that regularly. We have Taraweeh prayers every Ramadan, and then we have Eid prayers as well. And so if I were to ask you, and why do we do this? And the reality is, if I were to ask you, what is the key pain point which you all have in, let's say, going to any masjid right now, it would be the accessibility factor. And what that really means is in and out privileges. How can I get in, get my namaz done, get this obligation done in the right way, spend more time in the masjid, in the place of worship, rather than finding a parking spot. And so, we found the community center model works out very well for us. If you happen to be looking for a place of worship, Taraweeh, Jummah, Eid, give us a shout out. We are on Instagram and Facebook as well, and you can find us there. Taraweeh prayers, we offer free tea, so chai's on you. And we look forward to welcoming you over there. Our second objective is around youth. And this is where a number of our institutions typically falter, and we are no different. We have sort of started to make headways in that direction. During COVID, we actually engaged the younger community as part of our trivias, Kahoot programs, and what have you. We used to have daily stories from our prophets, and we used to quiz them on it, and that formed a really good platform. At the same time, we also partnered with Young Muslims Foundation, which gathers funds, or raises funds rather, towards noble causes, Nisa Homes as an example as well. And so we collaborated with them too. And more recently, we are going to be taking a cohort of boys actually out camping. And Sheikh Huzaifa, who's one of the imams of ICCM, is actually going to teach them how to fish, and us too. So we're looking forward to that. Last focus area for us is positive outlook. And this is also a core differentiator. I feel that, we live in a country which is not Islamic or Muslim, if you will. We have a number of hate crimes around us, and this month is no different. We saw acts of violence around us too. In my opinion, the only way to sort of combat that is positive impressions. We offer our services in the community center, which is not a place where only Muslims come. We make sure we park well, we remain civil, we clean up after ourselves, and that is leaving a very, very good positive impression on us. And I think, just imagine where you are today. This is a church as well. We all have come to celebrate this fantastic event Penny Appeal has put together. If we do all the things right, we will leave a very good impression. So I urge you to do the same. And sorry, my phone just unlocked. All right. Our services, which we have been offering, are based on some key foundations. And those are our core differentiators. Number one is we operate on the model of for the people and by the people. So if you were to come to our center, what you will find is residents of Oakville coming in, offering their prayers, rolling out mats, offering people refreshments, tea, what have you, and then at the end of the day, wrapping it all up. What that really means is there is a sense of ownership which people have. And I think we take pride in that. This is your platform, so come join us on that. Number two is we take pride in being very lean in terms of our operations. And what does that exactly mean? So there is a couple of us who are the co-founders, and I'll introduce them all in a second here. But essentially, we all do this fi sabilillah. There is no administrative cost or charge associated with it. The only administrative cost, quite frankly, is the accountant we hire to make sure we are checked for our charity status. We keep that very dearly to us. And the final point is that this is a platform which we have been able to form and nurture for you to come in and sort of experiment. If you have a great idea, you want to do a program for the youth, or you want to do things differently, we are all ears and truly flexible in that regard. So we empower our youth, we empower our team to sort of do experiments, and even if you make mistakes, as long as we learn from it, that's totally fine. And what that also allows us to do is remain flexible again in our execution of our strategy. It will be a remiss if I don't recognize some of the core people who make this day in, day out. And I know Asim alluded to it a little bit, but 4 years back when we started, we literally could not finish one row of prayers back at Glen Abbey. Today we have to book 2 halls at River Oaks Community Center just to accommodate the patrons for the Tarawih prayers. Our Eid Salah brings about 800 people roughly, and we typically hold them in the ice rinks of Glen Abbey. We also have ice cream trucks, which are more popular for adults than kids, honestly. And so if any of these things resonate with you, do give us a shout out. Join us for Tarawih prayers, join us for Friday prayers. We are out of River Oaks Community Center. If you are looking for a place for Eid, Glen Abbey Community Center Ice Rink is where we're going to be offering that this year. And so a lot of hard work really goes in to make this real. And I want to recognize the team which makes it happen. So if I can call upon Brother Humais, Mui, and Asim to just maybe come in front of the stage and self-identify themselves in a round of applause, because it takes a lot to make this work. Not an easy task. And on behalf of Islamic Community of Oakville, I also want to thank their families, in particular their spouses, because we take away from the personal time to make it work for the community. I hope you all understand and continue to support us day in, day out. Thank you, guys. It's not just the 4 of us, by the way. It's a large community of volunteers who also help us out, and I don't want to name them because I'm definitely going to miss someone. Some of you want to keep it discreet as well, so thank you, the volunteers of ICO. Some of them I can recognize sitting on that side. They're sort of spread out all over. We have a panel of seniors who also coach and guide us, and we all need that guidance once in a while. These were the people who helped us sort of form this formed the foundation. So I just want to recognize a couple seniors sitting on table 23, Dr. Zulfur Nan, Mr. Asghar, Mr. Habib, Mr. Aziz, who couldn't be with us today, Mr. Shaukat, and Mr. Mahmood. Joining us, if you guys want to stand up, maybe? Thank you so much. In conclusion, I want to thank you all for giving us the opportunity to introduce ICL, and we look forward in building a strong community with you. Jazakallah khair.